Previously on Final Fantasy Rebirth.
Hello everybody and welcome to the 5th commentary track for episode 5 of Final Fantasy Rebirth. I'm here with Thomas.
Yo.
And we will be going through this episode. This is one of the longer episodes of the series, but if you want to know what's up with the series from like the beginning to, well, up to this point.
Oh yeah, definitely.
This is the episode for you. This basically summarizes everything you need to know in one hallway, and you'll see what I mean when we get there. But
we chose to use a different location for this, besides episode 4, which is probably our biggest, our drastic location change, which is in like a random forest somewhere in the woods.
It just happened to be
somewhere
near,
on the side of the street, so we just went there.
It was close to one of our friends' houses, and it was just perfect for filming. We saw it, we were like, we're filming here.
Yeah, right when I saw it, and then apparently there's a lake in the back too where I wanted to film, but maybe sometime during the summer.
Yeah,
possibly.
When we have more time, and it'll probably be an awesome location. But
and then definitely the aura was really good there.
And the shadow ball was again, it exploded. So
I should have. No, that's fine.
It's actually one of the longer previews too. You started
because it was a very long episode.
Yeah, so we had to. The previews start getting longer and longer as the episodes get longer because we want you to
except for episode 5, just because it's just a filler anyway.
Yeah, it's not really that. You know what's gonna happen.
It's an important episode, but it's also huge chunk of it's not really that important.
It explains what you should count as important, as like what we found more important in the series for you to like keep an eye on. But yeah, it should keep you. It gets you up to date really quick, especially right in the beginning, really.
Oh yeah, definitely. And plus, well, this is just a preview, so.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to. And here's the opening, of course.
So episode 5 has nothing to do with episode 4, so it doesn't link together at all.
No, this
is just a completely new.
This is the first episode that like really barely has any linkage at all with any of the others.
So what happens is from this episode on, actually, every single episode is linked.
Yes, after this episode, it's basically a continuous movie from that point on. So if you want to combine this episode with all the next episodes that are going to come out, be my guest, because it's a ride from this episode on.
Huge ride. Lots of new effects that, like, I write it down.
Yeah, this is...
I don't even know if I can do it, but I try it anyway.
I put some stuff in the dialogue. Maffy does this, Neku does that, Draco does this, and Thomas, can you do it? Oh yeah, a new logo.
Little logo thing in the opening.
It was.
I wanted the Final Fantasy had a little border on it, but for some reason my GIF like messed up and couldn't put the border around Final Fantasy Rebirth.
Oh.
So I was kind of pissed off about that. So I'll probably try putting it directly into Vegas, and just try to make the border directly into Vegas. So it's a lot.
Oh, see, that's something I didn't know. See. Oh yeah, School Days. The title of this, we had trouble picking up anything, so I just like let's reference a terrible anime.
It was good in the beginning. Then it just got progressively worse.
It's noted as one of the worst anime. Oh god.
This is in 2's room.
What the fuck, man?
This is a good way to start an episode.
This is again just showing 2 just being an asshole. I mean Draco being an asshole.
And if
Just
2
points
had a gun, so
just points the gun at him to wake him up.
But why does he never use the gun in? I think his fists are strong.
Good question. It's like in Naruto. Why don't they have guns? Like,
so he's randomly going to school at this point. And then we filmed this after school, and there's a little bird in the background.
I know. I noticed that the second time I watched. Oh, that's a nice little bird. Yes, and this is our high school, and currently Matthew's high school as well as Neku.
Sucks for him.
Oh yeah, it has no walls, and it
no
actually
boundaries.
It actually looks pretty nice from the outside, and we take a long time to actually walk him to the door.
Plus the camera gives it a little oomph, so it makes it look a little better.
Also, the music adds a little oomph to it. This is, of course, one of my favorite songs from Kingdom Hearts.
Town from Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite songs. I'm glad you put it in here. It makes it's a nice environment song right here.
Definitely the walking there. And then
Maffy was just like, fuck you guys, I'm gonna walk how I want.
Just like slumping there. I think he visits the shop.
Why was there a transition there?
The shop right there.
Oh,
because he was slumping too slow.
And this is actually another character that you'll see.
It was Kuyen.
Yeah, it's Kuyen wearing Thomas's sweater on.
This is the first time we ever edited something like this, and it took me a while, but it came out okay.
Yeah, and you actually describe one of the inconsistencies was a plain scarf used to keep one warm, not allowed in class.
So
he also buys new battle boxes. We're kind of breaking the fourth wall here, but that's
definitely
what
breaking the fourth wall.
This is what the series is about.
I think this is the last time we actually see the shop, unless we decide to include an episode like 8 in the middle.
Yeah, the last episode, he's just gonna be in the shop the whole time, and that's gonna end the series.
The 2 tomes, Ultima Tome and the Flare Tome, will be explained a little bit more. But basically, they're just books that like you use them to learn magic spells. This is introduced in Final Fantasy 2, So when you read the tome, or when a user reads a tome and kind of masters it, they'll be able to yield that spell without the tome using mana points or magic points.
See, you learn something new every day. This scene is important. Watch it. It will come back later. Also, there's some player carrying like two girls on his side that pass by. Don't you wish this series was about him? We have to censor like a window because there are kids back there. There shouldn't be people here. There's even a janitor that we had to avoid.
Oh yeah, we didn't. Oh, never mind. It's fine.
We don't have to talk about that.
So basically, what we can kind of infer from here, or what you guys should be inferring from here, is that like this world is a mirror image of his real world.
Yeah, basically.
But,
which I think you say blatantly in one of the comments later, and actually one of Matthew's dialogues. But yeah, this hallway is really long, so this was the perfect place to enter the flashback zone.
Oh, definitely. Because if it was just walking, it'd be boring as hell. So we didn't make the episode initially as a flashback episode. And we just thought about it like literally like the day of. We're like, wait, what if this whole thing was a flashback?
Yeah, it's like every series has to have its official flashback. He never moved. He barely moved. Oh god. But yeah, the flashbacks crazy, and Matthew tries to describe in best he can what has happened throughout this series.
This is like the nostalgia hallway here.
Because it was so damn long, it would have been stupid if we just kept walking through it. And I'm like, Thomas, we're gonna put all these flashbacks right here.
Remember, 6, 7, 8 months of hard work into these episodes, and
it's all
we're all very proud of it.
Yeah, it's all summarized right here for your loving appreciation of it.
You're through. Ha. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you.
Critical attack, our favorite move, replayed again.
He literally uses it almost every battle.
it's his main move. Like,
it's literally.
He didn't move. The flashbacks are supposed to let him move.
The hallway looks really nice in this.
Oh yeah, this is a very nice episode of nice cinematography in general, honestly. Because we had more space to move around and more time.
We shot this like 3 or 4 times just to get the angles right.
Yeah.
Because
we had trouble figuring out. We don't like this angle. We better do it from another one.
Like every time like he goes into a flashback, the angle like changes a little bit, and then he goes into the flashback.
Yep, and that's Scouter's death. That was important.
Episode 3, definitely important, but it's part of the story, so there are a lot of elements that will reoccur if you guys don't pay close attention to it.
Yeah, but we're showing it here just for your viewing pleasure. If you like seeing Scouter die the first time, trust me, his actor did as well.
Oh yeah.
And see, yeah, Matthew got a scarf from the shop, and we actually see it here. If you can see it right around his neck. But
math problems in the back.
Yeah, this is a magic school with math in it. Yeah, just don't question it.
From the Darkness, which mean Riku, Sora, reference.
Yeah, once again, other than
you guys
being,
gotta catch all these references.
Yeah, there's a lot of references we throw in there. We made this series just to throw references in there, basically.
It's a parody, but we also have a lot of fun with it too.
Yeah.
But it's also sort of serious in its own right.
We try to make it comedic at times. We try to make it serious. Someone left some trash in that hallway.
There was definitely a lot of comedy aspects in this.
Creativity. That sums up the series.
So there's a little transition here.
Neku's scarf disappeared because this was filmed on a separate day, and as you can tell, Matthew's hair changed. That's a big problem. Matthew gets older and changes his hair a lot throughout the series. So yeah, if you want to count how many times Matthew's hair has changed, go ahead.
Too many times. So here we kind of run out of flashbacks to use because one flashback is one episode.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of one-liners from this point on.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it's definitely like a good tour of the school if you guys ever want to go to South.
Yeah,
Island.
I'm sure you really want to go into this place. Wow, a bunch of stone bricks and like dividers.
Definitely not. And like he's like freaking out. It's like,
you filmed this?
Yeah.
You filmed our freaking freakout class.
I'm like, yo, Miss Rossi, you mind if I? Sure.
And that's Matthew's desk. Yeah, this is strange. This has to be a mirror world.
We actually had 2 different clips, but we somehow lost the clips in between.
Did we?
Yeah. I lost the test clip, which had Terra Shade in it, but.
Okay. Oh well. Well, that's still nice.
The exact same one.
Yep, he picks up a calculator because you know when you got nothing else to do, pick up a calculator.
I forgot putting that there.
Obligatory SpongeBob reference. And 2's the teacher.
2 comes out of nowhere. Joke's on you.
Joke's on you. You're my teacher.
So this is kind of where he sums up the tome thing. But like initially, like when you use tomes, you kind of have to read the book and just memorize it. So it's like memorizing spells in like, let's say Ocarina of Time. Wait, what? No, Ocarina of Time? What was that? Was that a game?
You have more info on video game knowledge than me at this point. So.
It's like you're pressing a whole bunch of buttons. You have to memorize what.
Oh, like yeah, the
Sequence
Ocarina,
of
yeah,
buttons,
it's the
sequence of
Ocarina,
buttons,
yeah,
yeah.
from Ocarina of Time.
So this is pretty much like sort of the same thing, where you read the textbook and you have to memorize like certain words to it to activate a spell. Like Harry
And once
Potter.
again, this is. I come up with a lot of ideas, but Thomas knows what Final Fantasy is about. He's played all the games. He knows
Most
all
of the games.
Well, yeah, most of the games, way more than me. So he knows the references to put in there for Final Fantasy. I try to do like anything else I can with that.
Random references.
Random, as random as you can get.
Anything that we can add that comes out of my head or our head, it just comes out.
It just at some point, you
And
know.
it's that tome, and
That tome's probably not a tome. It's probably a history book.
it is a history book. But history, there is fire in history, so therefore,
This is history in the making.
so Matt still has to study outside of his, home world.
So, in case you wanted this to be an anime about a schoolboy learning how to read tomes, we were about to do that until we said, no, we want an overarching villain in this. Or else it
So
just
this
would have
is
been
like,
like everything
it
else.
fills in the plot.
Yes. Sometimes they just like patch things in just carelessly in there sometimes. Yeah, this is why that happened. In case
Because
this.
tomes have been around for a long time. Tomes have been around since like for thousands and thousands of years. So this kind of explains why 2 cannot use tomes.
Kind of forced, but I'll go with it because we had nothing better to do to explain it. You made up this explanation, correct?
Definitely made it up
Yeah. You made
on the spot.
Oh god. Well, it works. It's a magical world. Things can happen.
90. Actually, there hasn't been a single episode where we haven't improv.
Something.
We
Everything.
definitely improv.
I make a script. It's like 70%.
read it, and
if
then like, I look at
all.
the script. I'm like, wait, this is in it. And like I have to like kind of.
We have to work around it between our limitations of our time when we can get certain people to film with us.
Well, currently not anymore because time is like, it's whatever. We upload it whenever.
Yeah, before we tried to have our own upload schedule, we tried as fast as we could. We were all in the same school, so it was a little easier.
It was fine until episode 6ish, and then shit happened, and then it got pretty messy.
Yeah, that's behind the scenes shit that you don't need to see.
Nope. Anyways,
For this, nice transition there. I
so
love
we
this.
got the new battle boss that he purchases from the store. We'll have my bat,
It actually looks very nice.
and this is I forgot which is Final Fantasy 5 with Bart. So Matt can't punch for shit anyway. So
In this
Choose
world,
the
he
one.
can't, because this is the tutorial world. You can't do what you want. The joke was I actually give him the book. We did that on purpose. That was not a blooper. I
and he reads it
purposely,
upside down purposely. Too.
and it's a Spanish book of all things. It's funny because we went through like the teacher's desk looking for random shit just for the hell of it.
And he
like-
had these magazines.
Yeah,
it
he-
had lotion in it.
Oh, that was the weirdest thing. And we're like, oh god, what does he do here?
I thought it was really funny. So 2 just drops the book after.
Because that's what happens. Now,
So here he uses his tome, but sometimes you don't get it your way. You know?
sometimes the first take isn't that good and 2 laughs at you. But we went with it. Because,
we just put it in there because it was fun. So,
It is funny. Come on, guys. You guys thought that was funny. This scene is pretty much
so
played up for laughs.
because nobody expected it. It's like it just comes out of nowhere. Like, ow,
Again, and this is our second game over. Like, is it going to happen again?
possibly.
Possibly.
Anyways, he tries to fire tome again.
Now
They
we
actually
give
hand
him the book.
instead of throwing him. the book.
Because that works a lot better.
American flag in the background, guys. America.
Now we're in America? I thought this was in like Final Fantasy land.
Yeah, which is it. So just 5 damage. He kind of rubs it off.
And now he throws the book away. Because that's what you do.
So he says good when he actually doesn't know a single word of the book. Maybe he just read 1 word.
And then the
That was
book
awesome.
combusts in his hand.
So which explains why it disappears in
was
the
actually-
future moment.
You could barely tell the cut there.
I can tell the cut.
I know.
'Cause I
Now, this is like more tutorial, which Thomas wrote, because I have no clue.
Because also, let's see, what element is this from? This is kind of like the staffs in like Final Fantasy Tactics, where each tome or like each item you use has like a spell in it. Like let's say you use like this fire staff, right? If you use it, it casts a fire spell. but it's only a limited number of times you can use it before it shatters and disappears. So I kind of mix the elements of Final Fantasy 2 and Final Fantasy Tactics into this, where like the tomes would actually disappear if you don't learn them quick enough. So that's why 2 gave him a limited amount of time to learn the tome before it would disappear, and he has to master Faraga or the maximum fire spell
In
before it disappears.
10.56 months. See, this is how much thinking goes behind some of these things. You have to give Thomas some credit here. He comes up with some crazy crap to explain.
I don't even know where 10.56 came from.
Oh, I thought you actually like calculated something out.
I thought it was 3.14 months. I just put 4 random numbers in. So it gives him a different book to learn from, which is the is that an algebra book?
I don't know.
So just leave and then kicks him out.
I like the little editing there. That's very cute.
There'll be just.
What have I got myself into?
See, and there's like dude's legs in the back too.
More loading, because we need to load, because this is a movie and a game.
So he's back at home now with the theme from the beginning,
Oh, yeah,
which is a
that
town theme from Final Fantasy 1, I believe, or 3. 1 or 3, I don't remember, but this is. So, anyways, I was bored. Okay.
I did not expect this when I saw this episode. You were surprises me. And this is my reference.
See, the Sparta thing, I initially like, I put it in like last thing. I'm like editing. I'm like, wait, this is madness. I'm like, let's do it.
And then I told Thomas, hey, obligatory Death Note reference, go.
And he put it in there, so we just decided to do this
So
little
yeah,
potato chip skit.
both me and Thomas had a little fun with this
We got a
episode.
little crotch close in too, just
Oh.
in case you guys want to see that.
In case, there's your fan service for you, and your chip service.
Potato chips.
Yeah, those are the vaguest potato chips we could find, like, not trademarked.
We
or
actually had to
anything.
buy it. It's Wachusett, not Wachusett, guys. Don't get your trademarks messed up.
I can't believe that Wachusett chips. Oh yeah, this is another song from Death Note. So yeah, this is the Death Note chip scene. If you've seen Death Note, if you haven't, you should. It's
This
a great
is the
anime.
second time I've ever edited the potato chip scene. The first time was at the we made an AP Stats music video, and we did the potato chip scene for a blooper.
I'll link that for you guys so you can see that. It was pretty nuts.
And then just getting ready.
The
I
sexiest
love
bite
this
of a
scene.
chip.
Oh yeah, the little flash.
And
then-
I told Thomas, swerve around him for some cool angles.
Well,
And
then
literally-
we didn't swerve enough, so we just kept
Yeah.
using it, but we flipped it so it looked like we used different
And I
shots.
told like, Thomas, throw some fade outs in there, make it more artsy.
Oh yeah, we did a lot of that. It was very
It was very stiff at the beginning, and then I sync the fades and the fades out, make it a little better.
and the fourth ship clip right here where he does like 4 different things at once.
Yeah, nice angles. And then this. That's Demi Lovato, if you didn't know.
And that's to his room.
No, that was this is 2's room, but 2 was in his sister's room, so
Which
that's
is-
why
which
that's
is his
there.
room in the show.
Oh, is that what we came up with?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that part.
I don't know why he's holding an Angry Bird either. So we changed up the school theme to show that he's a little more prepared, but he's still a little tired.
Also, Matthew was actually tired in real life
Yeah,
because he
only
hadn't
had
slept
an
for
hour sleep.
3 days. So he was actually insane. Legally, he was insane.
So we like made it black and white, and obviously he noticed. There's a change in color scheme.
Also, more Death Note references.
Oh yeah, I was like trying to find laughter. I'm like, Death Note. Wait a second. And this came in like.
So 2 things intertwined from Death Note in one episode.
So he kind of transitions in really smoothly too. He's like.
Oh yeah, that's perfect. And this Matthew again improvising here.
And Scream Mascot, and we'll explain him later, episode 8. No, 9 actually. So he doesn't come back until later. So here we use the Legend of Dragoon, like really old Sony RPG. Here's a boss battle theme there because I thought it fit really well too.
Yeah, that's like once again, Thomas choosing. Oh god, that fired a lot. And this
So,
thing we
this
had
cut-
to throw in there in the same scene, or like from the same battle because we didn't.
Because
do
there was
our-
a really weird, awkward cut in between it, and so we had to improvise it definitely.
Yeah. Again, we'll see Matthew use his tome magic, and it's not exactly as good as it could be.
It did a lot more damage, but it's only 47.
Yeah, not exactly what you want from your major attack.
So here he charges a huge beam,
I was like,
which is actually any spell in the
I was
game.
gonna make it like a Rasengan just cause, and yeah, now it's Matthew's tome explodes. And then he just, in the next scene, he just.
He's like, I'm
turning
getting ready,
around.
I'm ready.
Oh, and this is one of the. I hate myself for letting this mistake happen. my hands down in this scene, but you obviously saw my hands raised in the last scene. And I'm like, god damn.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice that until now. Either.
Yeah.
But the thunder effect definitely improved from episode 4.
Oh yeah, there we got a big improvement. Again, improving all the time, people.
Very good, guys. And we even got a finishing theme too when you finish.
And it flows so nicely. It always flows just great when like Thomas like puts these musics together. I'm always amazed by that.
4200 gil.
Okay.
So we also added a little slot, and then Kion's theme.
What theme is this called again?
It was Snow's theme, Final Fantasy 13.
You make Kien sound so badass.
He is badass. He so, came out of nowhere, just did lightning, and then beat the shit out of a random person.
Oh yeah, by the way, when we were filming the scene, people were still in the school, obviously, and like some people just saw me in a like Scream outfit and us filming. It was very strange.
Mr. Keenan freaked out.
Oh, did he?
And in the background, there's more junk. So.
Oh yeah, that's again our. Crap.
We haven't had a perfect episode.
No, and we will.
We
most
never
likely.
will. Never will.
Damn it, we never have a perfect episode.
But definitely, the final episode, I want to work really hard to make it like
as
epic,
few errors as possible and as epic as we can possibly make it.
And then he walks back in. Even the walking is like epic and everything, and
because the music's still following him.
Oh yeah, every time Kian walks in, the music has to play. Should have put a Johnny Bravo reference in there.
What? What Johnny Bravo reference would you have done?
No idea. So 20 minutes, 6 questions on the test. That's it should be, since it's all short answers, it should be an hour and then 6 questions.
Now, we actually wrote legit questions on this test, as you'll see after this loading
Yep, and we made 2 copies of it.
And they're all legit questions that you can answer if you want.
But
Matthew, I tell Matthew, write whatever you want, just write something.
With the Sword Art Online music, and it's fantastic.
And he literally just writes scribbles.
Oh, because I was watching a lot of Sword Art around this time, so I'm like, okay.
Yeah, okay. Sword Art was just the shit when this episode
Oh,
aired.
like the little rubbing too, and then he's like...
Yeah, so we edited this the best we could with the epic music of Sword Art Online.
And then like every couple times he like kind of rubs his eyes a little bit. He's like, oh
yeah,
no.
we show the stress of our characters on their faces and their features.
I think this came out really well.
Yeah, this is one of the more planned out scenes, I would say. First of all, the music and the different angles and the different like features we see on the character. And the coffee soda.
And the very nice font that this young man has. Chicken. Wait, what the fuck?
Give me pasta.
Oh, that's what he's saying. Oh! And then the slow motion pen slam, boom. And then the pen snap, boom. And then the hairy arms, boom.
Yes, this is one of Matthew's major scenes in the whole series.
And then the music cuts off, and then boom, boom. There we go. Perfect.
We have to load after that awesomeness.
The music comes back to normal, and here's the test. Oh, drops the pen.
Yeah, that was
like a disrespectful as shit.
That was totally not planned. And Matthew was bad at throwing. Okay,
so these questions
grades this thing completely wrong. There are 6
well, these questions aren't weighed equally. That's why.
I was about to say that's the only possible way Matthew could get a 65.
I got a 33 on this exam. What if wait, that would have made more sense if it was the X's were the right ones and the check marks were the wrong ones.
Then I would maybe
that would
agree
actually
with
make
that.
Yes, that would make more sense.
4 out of 6 would have made sense, but not 2 out of 6.
Well, that's what you heard from us, so that's what makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. That's the correct grading of Matthew's test.
And the calculator also doubles as a phone.
Because this is a mirror world, but it doesn't have to be the exact same.
See, if TIs had phone like capabilities on them, I think
everyone would own one.
But also it'd be
also Hollister.
Hollister, star, not star. You guys don't see the on it.
Also resistance and not resistance. That was an idea made at the very beginning of the series that we would not rename our group correctly.
So we'll actually get to see Kien's potential in episode 9, which is like all the way in the end.
So yeah, he's gonna play an even bigger role soon enough.
He's the headmaster, so
yeah. He's
basically the head honcho of the resistance.
Wait a minute, what is this, Thomas?
Wait a minute. Help in it. There's a little rain effect here to signify it's raining because between episodes 5 and 6, it was actually raining really hard in episode 6. I remember.
Yeah.
That was a fun day.
But that's what you call fun.
And we'll talk about that when we get there.
But yeah, that was a nice cliffhanger for that episode. And we will see the continuation of that episode.
I was planning on not even making one of those cliffhangers, but like there was a really nice forest scene and there's people running and there's a fight, so I'm like,
So we're like, no, we're gonna film in the same place in the raid.
and then we show the person that we're trying to save, and then Tu's freaking out, and then Matt's there,
Find out next time.
And then Tu's there, and then they're in a different room.
earthquake, and then you're like, what the fuck is going on? And then like, wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of confusing stuff in this episode, but who cares?
It gets more confusing every episode, but it gets better every episode.
Yeah. So again, final thoughts on this episode. It was a flashback episode, yes, but it also added some new elements, like a new character, explained the tomes a little better, which Thomas, you obviously put some effort into that, so give him credit for that.
Oh, yeah, and definitely we talked about, sorry. I tried out a lot of different new things in this episode. I tried out the This is Sparta thing, which is something I've always wanted to do since I saw the first episode of like, this is madness. And let's see, the Sora thing was really interesting to me. And yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah, there's a lot of different like special points in this episode, including the cliffhanger, which of course will be explained in the next commentary track. But for now, I think we're gonna give this a rest. Thank you everybody for listening, and I hope to see you on the next one.
Alright, peace out, guys.
Peace out.
No, you say tone. Matt say tone.
Oh.
Now straighten your hips. Dude, that would be fun. And that's how the game ended. He didn't want to kiss the book. I'm home now.
That ended the tutorial.